If you have $1,000 that you don't need for the next 20 to 30 years, you need to get yourself zero point zero 0.01 Bitcoin ASAP. Let me tell you why. Bitcoin has a limited supply of 21 million. If you were to divide Bitcoin equally to everybody in the world, each person would only be able to have 0.0026 Bitcoin. But the problem is, Bitcoin is not equally divided. Take a look at this graph. Individuals currently hold 57% of the Bitcoin. About 17% of it is lost. Satoshi, who created Bitcoin, currently has 5% of the supply. There's about 6% left to mine. The government holds about 3%. The Bitcoin ETFs hold about 4%. And other big corporations hold about 3.6%. Here is some fun math for you. The average return of Bitcoin has been about 68% per year the last 10 years. So because Bitcoin is a $1 trillion asset, I don't know if it's going to keep going at a rate of 68% per year. So let's say for the next 30 years, Bitcoin gives us half of that, about 30% per year. So if you put $1,000 for the next 30 years, earning 30% per year, and you never put a dime in it again, after 30 years, you would have $2.6 million. Now, this is not guaranteed. I don't know if it's going to happen, but would you be willing to risk $1,000 to make $2.6 million? Even if Bitcoin gave us an average return of 25% for the next 30 years, that is still $800,000. As of 2024, the average 401k balance for people 65 and up is about $272,000. So, do you think risking $1,000 is worth it? Well, the worst case scenario is that Bitcoin goes to zero and you lose $1,000. Okay, and if you leave that $1,000 in the bank, earning 0.5% interest, your $1,000 would give you $1,161. And because inflation is going at a rate of 2 to 3% a year, your $1,000 should be worth $2,400. So you just lost over 50% of your purchasing power. So leaving it in the bank is not an option. Also, I'm not telling you to go buy Bitcoin because I want the price to go up. I'm telling you that because I don't want you to be left behind. So take a look at what the big institutions are doing. So the Bitcoin ETF was approved on January 10th, 2024. Just this year alone, they accumulated $65 billion together. I'm over here telling you to buy 0.01 Bitcoin. Those guys are over here buying 392,000 Bitcoin. Grayscale buying 220,000 Bitcoin. Fidelity buying over 185,000 Bitcoin. They currently have almost 5% of the circulating supply. So that means this chart is a little outdated. I know a lot of politicians want you to think that Bitcoin is a scam, but BlackRock doesn't think so. Grayscale doesn't think so. Fidelity doesn't think so. And also, Bitcoin is still a little baby. It's only 15 years old. The last Bitcoin is going to be mined in 2140. That is 116 years from now. As of right now, less than 3% of the population invest in Bitcoin. So you are still very early. Listen, this is not financial advice. But if I was you, I would at least get my hands on some Bitcoin and then I'll start doing my research on it. If you do your research on it and you don't like what you see, then go ahead, fine, sell it, and then you can come back to this video and say Ralph is an idiot. But I promise you, once you do your research, you will realize what the real scam is. Also, you do not need to buy full Bitcoin. You do not even need to buy a full $1,000 of Bitcoin. You can just buy $10 a day, just like I'm doing, and continue to accumulate. Don't focus so much on the price of Bitcoin. Focus on the amount of Bitcoin you can accumulate. And listen, everybody that became wealthy took a risk. You can choose to just go to work, go home. Go to work, go home. But if you're not happy with your financial situation and you're not happy with the way that inflation is going, Bitcoin fixes inflation. Get yourself some Bitcoin.